If you are surfing the net to find a piano teacher for yourself or for your child, I'm sure that you will agree with me on that many websites out there of piano teachers and teaching pianists are full to the brim of their complete bios and musical paths and performances and stage appearances that they appeared in, sometimes complete with the dates and times of their appearances. Yet, very few of these websites will actually tell you what the teacher or teaching pianist will do for you if you engage yourself or your child for lessons with them. So I prepared this video to tell you what I will do for you if you engage in lessons with me. I specialize in teaching with the tools of NLP. NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and in short, NLP is a set of tools for communication. Because I believe that communication is at the core of life. Communication is also at the core of piano lessons. And after all, you can have a teacher or a teaching pianist with the greatest of performing experience in the world, but if this person has no ability to pass that experience and knowledge on to you, then for you, their experience is going to be totally worthless. So, how do I use the tools of NLP in my lessons? For today, here is just one example. Let's suppose that I am teaching a child of 8 years of age. At this stage of their development, reasoning is very weakly developed. Most children will communicate instinctively based on, if I feel this is right, I am happy. If I don't feel this is right, I am sad or I will shut off. So, let's suppose that this child is learning a piece of music which is at this stage going to be fairly simple, composed of a beginning section, section A, some kind of a development, middle section, which we will call B, and the repetition or recapitulation of the section A at the end, which we will call A again. So, A, B, A. Now, if we have lessons once a week, and we've been learning this piece for, suppose, 3 weeks, and the child comes to me for the 4th lesson, and I spot that this piece is not going anywhere, how will I react? Well, a traditional teacher would probably say, well, you have to repeat the practice of this middle section, you have to keep playing it and playing it and playing it until you know it. But NLP helps me go further. I will ask the child how she sees this section in her mind, because that's where the block is, and unless you discover the block, which is in the child's perception of the piece, you can play it and play it and play it, and you will actually be trying to solve the problem with the same thing that created it. So, I will ask a child to use her imagination. Children are usually highly visual, probably more visual than most adults, especially ones in their 50s, 60s and the older generations. So imagination is going to be very natural to a child of any age. So if I ask her how she sees this piece in her mind, one child has told me, and I'll go with this example, that she saw the beginning section as yellow, the middle section as navy blue, and the end section as pink. So, yellow and pink are light colors, and navy blue is a dark colors. As we well know, we have learned from children's books that the perception of the instinctual perception of light colors at a young age seems to be more toward positive, whereas the perception of the dark colors seems to be towards sometimes negative, sometimes just less than positive, and sometimes kind of hard or difficult or associates heavy feelings with dark colors. So, if she sees the middle section, which is the most problematic, as navy blue, there is no wonder that she doesn't feel motivated to practice this piece in the first place, because the block is in the mind. And this is just a symbol of how the brain has represented that block. So, what I will do next is ask her how she sees the notes on these colorful backgrounds. So, once again, going with the example of one child I have taught, she saw black notes on the yellow background, black notes on a navy blue background, and black notes on a pink background. Whereas black against yellow and black against pink provide a very nice contrast, black against navy blue provide no contrast. So there is no wonder that the child is absolutely unable to play the middle section. So what I will do is continue to use her imagination. I will say to her, you know, when you have a CD player at home and it has these round knobs, like for volume or something similar, and you can turn this knob as far to either side as you like to turn the volume up or turn it down. This is usually going to be very easy to imagine for any child. So I will ask her to imagine this knob and use it to lighten or darken the color of the background. So, if we go to the middle section, which in her mind is navy blue, I will ask her to turn this imaginary knob to one side, ever so slightly, to try and see whether she can lighten the navy blue, make it a shade of lighter blue. This is usually going to be a very, very easy thing to do, especially for a highly visual child. So, we will work until we manage to get the middle section to be light blue. Whatever shade of blue, it doesn't matter as long as it's a light blue. Once we get to this stage, when the background is light blue, we are working with 3 different backgrounds of pastel colors: yellow, light blue, pink. Pastels are usually very pleasant colors for people of any age to perceive. So, once the child has learned to perceive the middle section as light, the immediate block, which was there before when she looked at the whole music, is gone. And this is going to give the mind more motivation to practice, because now not only is the heavy navy blue gone, but also the black notes which she had against the navy blue weren't visible. Now that the background is light blue, the notes are beautifully visible. So the mind block is gone, and now there is no stopping the child from starting to practice this middle section first, and then once she is more confident, of course, play through the section A at the beginning and section A at the end. Then comes in the traditional advice of the traditional teacher: play it, play it, play it, repeat it, practice it, hands separately, hands together, however. But now the difference is we have used NLP to get rid of the block in the mind. And once there is no block, there is motivation to actually do it, and progress will be visible quite quickly. So, if you are intrigued, watch out and watch this space for my upcoming material. And in the meantime, if you wish, visit my blog at http://nlp-music-world.com for further inspiration.